Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams Midwillamette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And for more information on Summit Cleaning and Restoration and their cleaning and restoration services, go to summitclean.com. And Christine Smith and the Aging Better Network present Convergence. For more information, go to convergence-experience.com. All right, I guess I should not be doing things in the background and be ready to come on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And we are here and ready to go. At least I think we are. I was almost ready to go. So all of a sudden, I realized, Scott, all of a sudden I was so busy typing messages and I thought, wow, I don't know that I put us on screen yet. I should probably go do that. So anyway, how you doing, my friend?
I am good. And thank you to all the people who have jumped in already and started commenting. We're going to have a great show with Donna and Miriam today. And I love the picture that Miriam has on her headshot that she provided, right?
There you go.
She's a professional photographer, so what would you expect, right? It's
there you go. She is very professional, and thank goodness for her. I have professional headshots and pictures of myself as well.
Is that behind you? Is that one behind you?
That is a Miriam special. You got it. She took the picture for Befuddled, and yes, awesome? And she will be taking the one for the next book coming out. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so it's going to be a lot of fun today. We had a little bit of fun in the back room, just kind of joking because the experience is a 30-minute show ish, and it does go fast. So we've got
yes, it does.
But what do you got coming on, Russ? You just came back from something very exciting.
I did. I am so excited. I got to start with. I just got back from the Perspectives on Cancer Summit or conference in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And I don't know if people know much about Scranton, but if you watch The Office, you definitely know Scranton. So, of course, we saw all kinds of office stuff, and took a bunch of hashtag Russ selfies by all the office stuff. Also, they really like Joe Biden there because he was either born there or he's from there or something, but every other street is named after him. They've got President Biden Expressway. They've got Biden Street, Biden Avenue, Biden Road, Biden. It's pretty
Biden
much
my
covered.
time. I don't know. So
Biden my time.
So just to let people know that if they go back and watch the replay of Marketing with Russ on Monday this week, you'll be able to get a glimpse into a lot of the folks that were there and some of the stories really that happened. And that was really what kind of touched me, Russ.
Thank you. Well, it was a great opportunity. And, I was blessed because Tim's Perspectives on Cancer live stream, we did one from the actual conference and I produced that while we were there. And then I also recorded my show that we played on Monday. Also, we did yesterday a wrap-up Perspectives on Cancer show, Tim Sohn. So if you go to my stuff and Marketing with Russ, or you go to Tim Sohn and Perspectives on Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, you'll see that. But yeah, what a blessing to meet some amazing, amazing people, amazing stories. And I just got to say one thing. If you have not, I'm going to find the book for this while we're talking, but if you have not seen Nightbird on America's Got Talent, hang on just a sec. I'm going to find this. Okay, here we go. I got to show you this because this is a poem book that she wrote. Her
Mhm.
brother Nick was one of the sponsors. Simon Cowell wrote the forward for this book, and it's beautiful poems she wrote. She was on. It was an amazing episode. Her name is Jane, but she goes by Nightbird, and she passed away about 9 months after the episode,
Wow.
and she had cancer.
Mhm.
But she was amazing, and over 200 million views of that episode. So yes, these are the
Unbelievable.
kind of people that were there. Her brother shared so many wonderful things, and
Mhm.
so yeah, it was great, Scott. How about you? How about you? What do
Well,
you got?
I'll just tell you this week, is the is Convergence, and this is
Yeah.
a conference put on by Aging Better Network. Christine A. Smith and her show, I get to produce it. She's my wife, so I get the
You're a lucky
inside
man.
view. Uh, and
Married up.
this weekend here in Independence, Oregon, which is just a beautiful location to be. If you go to convergence-experience.com, that hero image across the top is a shot from over the Willamette River, looking at all of these beautiful walking paths and park, big amphitheater, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. She's got 6 great speakers coming in, and then a premiere of the movie Wine, Women, and Dementia. And so this is one of the reasons why you come to conferences, because you know you can get things online, you can hear a lot of great people speak, but being physically together, just like you were with Tim Sohn and the rest of the folks in Scranton, PA, you can
Scranton,
come to
PA.
Independence, be face to face, shoulder to shoulder with some experts in the area of aging and caregiving. But Wine, Women, and Dementia is premiering in Oregon on Sunday evening over at the Independence Cinema. And so it's going to be a great opportunity. This is a film that Kitty Knox, who goes by Lickety Glitz, she was working with NBC, had to come back to Oregon to take care of her mother, and who was going into dementia. And so she made this movie. It's been traveling around to different film festivals, has won awards, and is going to be right here in Independence this weekend. Convergence-experience.com.
And you're pretty excited about that. Here's that picture looking at the
Mhm.
Willamette River and the hotel and conference center. And Scott lives right back in here.
Yep.
His apartment is right back in there. So yeah. Anyway, I want to tell you guys, great opportunity. They thank you, Christine, for being a sponsor of the experience and this whole thing going on this weekend. Aging Better Network. Make sure and tell Christine Scott that I just connected her with somebody on LinkedIn that I think will be very advantageous. So anyway, but with that, I think we need to get our guests in the room. What do you
Yeah,
think?
let's do it.
All right, we're going to bring Donna in first this morning. She's smiling back there and ready to go. Here she is, Donna Durbin. Woohoo!
Woo! Hi, everybody. Good morning from Houston. Calling in from Houston.
Nice.
Houston. Yes, we
Houston.
just came from Houston off of the backstage because our friend Shree also lives there. And
I've
she's
not
the
met
one that
her yet.
Yeah.
I
So
want to
she
meet her.
actually co-hosts with us on Instagram only on the Experience Backstage,
Mhm.
6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. By the way, while you're here, I just want to remind everybody we're here at 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every week, and we want you to be here with. And we want you now, as Donna's about to talk, as I'm bouncing around, we want you to share this out so everybody
Share,
that you
share,
know
share.
knows about it. She knows about Donna, and you need to also subscribe on YouTube. I forgot to tell you all that. You got to do it. You go to the experience.video. These things will help you to go back to watch Donna again and Miriam on today, or to see great content from the past. So Donna, there you go. Now we've got all that covered. Tell us a little bit about Donna and what you're up to these days.
Okay, so I'm getting excited because I'm seeing my friend Kelly is online, or she's
Woo!
listening, and I passed the word to people and sent the link. And so we'll see how many people actually show up. And many were asking about the replay. So what's going on with me? We had some rain, which is I'm so grateful for. It has been very dry here in Houston and very hot. And so we had rain like all day yesterday. So my plants are very happy. and it makes it some relief from all of the heat. So I'm delighted to be here. I met both of you from Global Tea Break through Cammie Hughes, which is here in Houston. And so it's like having a whole nother neighborhood of people to get to know. And I'm grateful to be here. So what else? What do you want to know?
Well, just give us a little spot about you and the things that you do, what you're passionate about.
Well, what I'm passionate about is helping foreign-born English speakers improve their pronunciation and modify their accent so that they can feel like they fit into American culture, that they're understood every time they speak, and that their own talents and skills can shine. Many times they've got so many technical skills that they're very proficient at, but their communication skills need a little tweaking to help them feel a little more comfortable. And so they use their own authentic voice. It's not to take away their accent, but it's to empower them to be able to contribute and share in our English speaking world.
Yes. Well, and communication is so important, right, Scott? And
Yeah.
part of that comes about via pictures and videos. And we have a great photographer today. Oh, my light just went out. There we go. That's here today. Miriam Haugen is coming in the house. Here she is. Hello, Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
Hey, Miriam.
Hi.
How you doing,
yes,
Miriam?
and lighting is so important.
Yes.
Yes, I have spent my career as a portrait photographer, and I love to help small business people to communicate through the visual means, because that is, it says so much about you if you have the right photographs that really express what you're all about. So part of that is, my job is to find out what are you really trying to communicate to your audience? How do I capture your personality and what you want to be putting forth to the world in a visual means? So that's one part of what I do. And the other part is, I say I'm Chief Communication Officer because I also work with two business partners in a company called Creativity Hive, and we do post-production in video, and particularly educating people on how to do better post-production. So it's sort of related to photography, but actually it's a very different medium. Moving motion. It's very different.
I want to put a plug in, Miriam, though, for one of the projects that you do that is really appropriate for this time of year, and that's your Christmas books.
Right.
Because what you create is not just some photos with Santa, right? You create this whole story, and the photographs are just over the top beautiful, but it's something to really be treasured, and it's really more of a full experience.
Look at that.
Wow.
I just happen to have a sample.
Yes.
Just happened to.
That's so
Just
cool.
happened. So yes, I have so much fun doing the Santa Experience at Santa Experience Oregon, because I'm in Oregon as well, just about 2 miles from Scott right now, but is something that I really, really treasure. It is so much fun. I get to be in touch with my inner 5-year-old and do a storybook experience with the children and with Santa, where they have milk and cookies. They're finding their names in the nice book. It is just amazing. It really, really is fun. It brings me so much joy. So I feel very blessed to be able to do these things.
Well, I want to throw in there, back when I'd known Miriam actually for quite a while, but really starting to actually work with her, and she took our family photos many years ago. And then also talking about kids, she did some things for some kids going through, I believe it was this kids going through cancer up in, and And my nephew was one of those. Actually, my great nephew, because it was my niece's son, but he was going through that, and she did such a great job with them, and my family just raved about what a wonderful person you were to work with, Miriam. And so, yeah, I just love that. And Donna, I think that one thing that I wanted to that ties us all in. You were talking about communication, and we communicate through photos, through video, which Miriam's doing both, and also just through words and written word, whatever. But it's so important for people to know how to communicate and know how to get the word out about things. And, we've been able to all come together through the Global Tea Break and
Right.
communicate. There's groups like that, but talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, the Global Tea Break?
Whatever you want, or communication in general.
Well, I
about
was just going to
communication?
say, I really picked up on Miriam talking about the video experience, because that's why I have recognized is the best way for me to teach my students is with video. So I guess 5 or 6 years ago, I started my YouTube channel and started making videos for my lessons, really short videos, and posting them on YouTube. And so I have had to learn how to use my iMovie and edit and cut things out. And I find it's a very creative process. In fact, my background is actually I have an MFA. So I was an exhibiting artist and worked in textiles and collage and those kind of things. So being visually communication, you're right, is a form of being able to use without words, trying to create emotions or connection or responses to people through your artwork. So to me, what I do now is just an extension of being able to use words and language rather than just the visual form. But
can you give us a little idea of your process of how you would help somebody in their communication? Because the words we use, the way we say them. Now, I'll say in America, we're captivated by accents. We love those accents, but we also don't want people to mispronounce words and names and cities. And you don't live in Houston.
Well, but in New York, they have a street called Houston Street. And if you call it Houston Street, they don't recognize what you're saying. So it depends on the region. It depends on the area. How I really got into it is I love to travel. And so every time I travel, I try to learn some of the language. So I attempted about 6 different languages, starting with French, Bahasa Indonesian, Japanese, Italian, Thai, and then Spanish as well. And it was when I was living in Thailand a few years back that I tried to find the street. Tried to find the market on Silver Street, and I could not pronounce the word for silver. And that's when the light bulb went off in my head that they couldn't explain to me what I was doing incorrectly to not make it sound right. And for me, speaking Thai was quite a challenge because it's a tonal language, more similar to Chinese, except Chinese has 4 tones and Thai has 5 tones. So when you say ma, 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 that's 5 different words. It's like tiger, shirt, white, gray, and it's like, whoa. And it all depends on the tone. So I really started training my ears to hear this. And what I feel like my gift is now is being able to come back. I was teaching ESL at University of Houston and started introducing pronunciation. Our academic programs are great for grammar, reading, writing, and comprehension, but they don't spend any time on pronunciation. And it all has to do with the way you place your tongue and lips and the way we shape sound to come out of your mouth. And so what I discovered is that most of us are unconscious about how we do that because we learn that as babies and children. And we don't think about it anymore. So I started developing a program, that actually helps people retrain their muscles and their accuracy of how to say the sounds with the American alphabet.
Oh. Sounds like you got to have a good musical ear to speak that language. You got to get the tones right. So if you can sing through Thai, it's interesting. Our pastor just got back he had a sabbatical over the summer, and they lived a month in Thailand. Over the summer. And so that's amazing. But Miriam, I'm thinking about, this whole thing where, Donna's talking communication and you started with photography, but you moved into the video side and you guys have been working with an Adobe product and you even have a video live stream you've done and other things around that. Talk about Creativity Hive a little more.
Okay, so we are doing a weekly live stream. It's 4 p.m. goes 4 p.m. on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we interview people that mostly are working in motion media. Sometimes we get geeky. The show today is Neil talking about some of the things in Premiere Pro that you need to know are coming up. So sometimes we'll get deep into just that kind of technical things, and other times it's talking about how do you build a business, because many of our videographers are self-employed. They're freelancers, and so how do you navigate that? How do you actually make a living? I'm really passionate about helping small business people succeed. That is really, really important. And one of the things about communication that I have learned through the School of Hard Knocks is how important it is to communicate well about your services and to your clients. So when there are times where I've had an issue with a client where there was a misunderstanding, and I go, God, what? I recognize that it's, even though I may have provided them with all of the information, maybe they didn't read that paragraph that tells about X, Y, or Z. So I need to look at how I'm communicating and making sure that I am being extremely clear, that they really do know everything that's important in the process to know. So yeah, I'm having to constantly reevaluate and go, gosh, I need to do a better job of this so that miscommunication never happens again.
My wife will remind me that what's clear to me is clear to me.
Right.
True. But as Americans, we speak in so many idioms and phrasal verbs that do not translate into other cultures. And if we as American speakers, English speakers, would recognize and use more basic English instead of saying, oh, let's hit it out of the park. Oh, strike three and you're out. Those are all these sports terms, but we use these business terms and sports terms in general conversation, which do not translate. And they sit there and they're embarrassed to say anything. It's not their fault. It's a cultural difference more so than a communication, a comprehension. They just can't comprehend a lot of these phrases. We have over 3,000 idioms and phrasal verbs. There's a little book. I have a little handbook, and that's not even all of them.
I love it. One of my favorite translation faux pas was Kentucky Fried Chicken. Right over here, it's finger looking good. When they translated that into Mandarin, it came out, it's so good you'll eat your fingers off.
Oh, well, and that's true. It doesn't translate. They don't necessarily translate. Yeah.
Although there's times it's so good you want to eat your fingers off. I'm telling you, they taste so good.
Well, and I joke with my clients, we all have accents. There's nothing wrong with an accent.
Right.
In fact, it's a regional thing. But many non-native speakers, when they come here, at least in our schools, thought that we all had the same accent. And I said, no, it's different in New York. It's different in California. It's different in Missouri, all over. I have an accent. That's not the problem that I say. It's the communication, getting your message across clearly is what's important. So yeah, translation is not always the right answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think this is such a complex subject, communication. There's so many facets of this. I think when it comes back to business, all you people watching today, I think what you learn is the more you know, and the more that you improve what you're able to do, the better a communicator you'll be. And I know that just hanging out with D. Scott Smith, Miriam, and Donna makes me a better communicator because I listen to them. And a lot of times it is just listening to other people and learning. That is a huge skill in communication, by the way, listening and not speaking all the time, right? Right, Miriam?
Absolutely.
That's why we have
Absolutely.
two ears
Yes.
and one mouth.
That's right. That's right. And we all forget that. We all forget that. So, I just think both of you are doing amazing things. And what I want to do is have you each kind of give us a little wrap up. What is your gold nugget that you want everybody to remember from today, but also make sure and let people know how you can help them and how they get in touch with you. So, Miriam, let's start with you.
Okay. So first of all, I guess I'll start with the last one. How do you get in touch with me? I think LinkedIn is great. Just Miriam Haugen, and be sure and connect with me there. And I can, if you have something that you want to share with the world that would help people that are working in motion media, I would love to know about that, because I'm always looking for guests for our show. Golden nugget. I think, yes, absolutely listening. Absolutely not putting up your own, don't get defensive. If something goes south in a communication with somebody, don't take it personally. Just try to figure out, how can I solve this problem and make it go better.
There you go. That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, listen, we appreciate you. Donna, you're up next.
Oh, golden nugget, I would say for most people, is to speak more slowly, to take your time and articulate your words carefully. Most of my clients feel like that fluent means fast. And I tell them, no, speaking fast does not necessarily help your listener. So to be considerate of your listener and make sure that your message gets across. So part of that is not, feeling uncomfortable. Ask for clarification. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask for clarification.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? I guess that's my golden nugget. How to get in touch with me. You can go to my website, clearenglishcoach.com, or check out my YouTube channel, Clear English Coach. I've got a lot of my videos that are on there. I think the one that's the most popular, I have to say, organically, I now have over 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which to me is amazing, because it was just people passing the word. And the most popular video is my 15-minute mouth and tongue exercises, which actually walks you through with a mirror. You have to use a mirror, so you retrain your brain to find these muscles in your mouth to be able to strengthen those. And I've even had English speakers contact me and say it's helped them.
And you have branded mirrors?
I have branded mirrors.
Look at that.
There is some clever swag right there. I love your logo, by the way.
Thank you.
But that's fabulous.
That is. And I just think it's amazing that you speak so many languages. And my good friend CJ, Dr. Constance Leland, is here, and she also speaks 7 languages. And that to me is very confusing, but I love what she says, that it gets it's really tough to translate when you get upset. How do you jump between 7 different languages as you're speaking? It's kind of like the area I live in. There's a large Hispanic population, and most of them speak both languages, and they'll go back and forth. And I think that's where the term Spanglish came up, because they're speaking English and Spanish back and forth.
And code switching. Your brain switches from one language to the other, but we all do it. You code switch when you speak to children rather than your boss or to someone that you want to feel professional with. So our brain is able to do it. It's an unconscious habit, and we can change those habits.
Wow. Amazing. Well, listen, I want to tell everybody that all of the great information they gave is available on their websites. And you know what? All their connection information they gave is right here on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott in the comments and the show notes. And you know what? It's clickable, which means what can you do? You can click right on it, and you can go directly to Donna and Miriam, and you can communicate and engage with them and learn more, because you know what? 30 minutes is enough time to give you just a taste of what they do, but not enough to give you all the information. So you need to connect with them and find out more about what they're doing. Both Donna and Miriam are doing amazing things, right, Scott?
Absolutely. I just love, Donna, what you're doing. in helping people with the language and pronunciation. I was thinking when I was over in Korea, and I had studied Korean in the Air Force, and I'm there, and I needed to go to the Plaza Hotel, right in downtown Seoul, Plaza Hotel. But my pronunciation of the Korean version of Plaza Hotel didn't work, because I got in a taxi and I told the driver, Plaza Hotel Kapshida. Kapshida just means let's go. But in Korean, you don't say Plaza Hotel. That's English. That's the English version. So L's become R's and Z's become J's. And so I actually felt that I was kind of mocking the Korean accent, but it was actually, this was truly the right way to say it, was Praja Hotel Kapshida. Right.
For them to
Praja
understand.
Hotel Kapshida.
Yeah, for them to understand you, you had to use their.
Instantly, he knew where to go, and so thank you for your work,
That's so
Miriam. You're so creative. You and your husband do so much good, and you've been such great, valuable members of the community. And there is a great news story on you guys moving your business. I encourage people to read about that as well. And also all the work that you do with Adobe. Oh my gosh, there's a whole another section that we can do. So thank you guys for being here today.
We can go on and on about all of that, but I want to tell everybody that, Scott, this is a matter of gathering together, working together, collaborating, and being active and engaged in groups, because Miriam, Scott, and I communicated and engaged together all in one chamber of commerce. That's where we met. Even though Scott and I had actually graduated from college in the same ceremony, didn't know each other because the college was a little too big, Oregon State. But then we met each other through business, through the chamber. And that's where Miriam and I first met. And and then of course we met Donna through Global Tea Break, which we're all an active part of. So it is such an amazing way to communicate by coming together, engaging. And again, I encourage you, engage with Donna, engage with Miriam. And I want to thank you too. We're going to say goodbye to you, but hang tight in the green room. We'll be right there. Okay.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun. You guys have a great day.
Thank you. See ya. All right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Well, it gets better every week. I'm telling you, we have so many amazing friends, Scott, that are willing to share their expertise, their knowledge, and their value with our audience, right?
Absolutely. And convergence-experience.com. It's there in the comments coming up this weekend. Great speakers, movie premiere, networking, right here in Independence, Oregon. Beautiful place to come. And in fact, if people want to do the Santa experience, I recommend book the Independence Hotel and bring your family and have a great time and get some fabulous photographs with Miriam.
There you go. I think that is an awesome idea. So yeah, well, Scott, listen, it's been amazing as always. And I am just looking forward to next week. When is it going to be, everybody? 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Pacific Daylight Time. For your listening and viewing pleasure, you can come join Scott and I again with amazing people, 7 a.m. and also 6:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We are on Instagram only at The Experience Backstage, prepping for this show. We're talking to our good friend Shree out of Houston, Texas, and she's giving video ideas and her expertise in that area. So hints on what you can do. So with that, Scott, I think we're going to close this day out.
We'll wind it up.
I just want to put this up again. Just remember Convergence Experience coming up. We appreciate all of our sponsors and the Gillette Home Team, Summit Cleaning and Restoration, and the Convergence Experience. All amazing people. And I guess with that, until we see you again, have a great day and a great life, everybody. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.